By the end of this video, you will know everything you need to start your crypto venture and get ahead of everyone else. Because what you are about to learn is known by less than 2% of the world's population. And by the time this video ends, you will have your own first wallet. So let's dive straight into it. So in today's video, we'll go through all the basics you need to understand, and we'll break them down into 5 key topics. Number 1, why 99% of people won't make it. Number 2, what is crypto? Number 3, basic terms used in crypto. Number 4, infrastructure. Number 5, creating your first wallet. But before we continue, if you truly want to make it to financial freedom, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because the value of the information on this channel is more than everything you need to make it out there, and it's 100% free. Topic 1. Why 99% of people won't make it in crypto. We've all had at least one friend who's obsessed with crypto, and when they try to explain it, they throw around 1,000 unfamiliar words, making us give up before we even try. Believe me, I've been there. But here's the truth. You don't need to understand all the complicated technological stuff to create financial success in crypto. I guarantee you, there are people who've made hundreds of thousands of dollars launching meme coins, NFT collections, without even understanding the basics that you will know by the end of this video. So, lesson number 1, don't stress if you don't understand something right away. It will all start to make sense. Right now, we are at the same point in time as when Google first came along in the early 2000s. Back then, most people were scared. They didn't even try to understand it. But the open-minded ones, the ones not afraid to learn, they made millions easily. Why? Because they were early and the competition was almost non-existent. And right now, you might be thinking, Bitcoin is already at 100K, it's too late. But you'd be dead wrong. Mass adoption hasn't even started yet. Opportunities are still endless. In fact, the only reason I created this channel is because the demand for crypto knowledge is insanely high, while competition is almost zero. Like I said at the beginning, less than 2% of the world understands the basics of crypto. So ask yourself this, do you want to be in the 2% or do you want to be stuck with the 98%, locked in a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life? The decision is yours. And if you choose right, then let's move on to topic number 2. What is crypto? Let's take Bitcoin as an example, because everyone has heard about it, and for good reason. Bitcoin is the father of crypto. The first, the greatest, the biggest. But what is Bitcoin actually? And why is everyone crazy about it? Bitcoin is nothing more than digital currency. But how does it compare to the dollar, euro, British pound, and other traditional currencies? Well, let me explain. Let's use dollars and Bitcoin as our comparison. The dollar is a USA-based currency, but it's used worldwide. Bitcoin is also a worldwide currency today. The dollar's value is controlled mostly by banks and government. Bitcoin's value is determined purely by demand, how many people want to sell it or buy it. And here's a big difference. The dollar is a victim of inflation. That means that the total number of dollars in the world increases every year, and because of that, it is losing value. Now, if you want to understand why this happens, I'll explain it simply. The total sum of world debt is higher than the total sum of money, and this gap is growing exponentially. As long as this is the situation, traditional currencies will continue to be printed more and lose value. Yes, I know, it sounds insane, but it's true. On the other hand, Bitcoin is capped at 21 million coins. There is no option to create new ones. Inflation is not possible, and that is one of the main reasons its value has been rising over the years. Because if you compare it to any traditional currency, Bitcoin is much more fair and impossible to control by big corporations or governments. Now that we got that out of the way, let me explain a few things about Bitcoin itself. As I mentioned, Bitcoin is a digital currency with a total of 21 million coins. It exists on something called a blockchain. Now, what is a blockchain? I will try to keep it as simple as possible. A blockchain is nothing more than a network that is run by nodes. Let's compare it to something you are already familiar with. Think about your bank. When you send money to your friend, you use your bank application on your phone. That app allows you to send money because your bank controls the network. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also exists on a network that is run by nodes. But what's the difference? Once again, control and power. Bank can freeze your money. A bank can delete your account. A bank can ban you, delay transactions, or restrict access. Very little to nothing is actually in your control. On the other hand, nodes running the Bitcoin network have no power over your assets. They can only verify the validity of transactions and support the network's speed. And unlike banks or government systems, a node can be anyone in the world. Yes, anyone. And you've probably heard about them before. They are famously known as Bitcoin miners. That's right. Bitcoin miners are nodes that keep the network alive. And as long as at least one of them is running, the network continues to work. Okay, now let's do a quick recap of what we learned so far. 1. Bitcoin is a digital currency. 2. It exists on a network run by nodes, which are just computers. 3. These nodes are owned by people all over the world, known as miners. 4. Bitcoin is limited to 21 million coins. 5. No more Bitcoin can ever be created. But wait, wasn't the topic what is crypto, and not just Bitcoin? Yes, you are 100% right. We used Bitcoin as a perfect example because every other cryptocurrency works in pretty much the same way. Bitcoin is the foundation of the entire crypto world. All major cryptocurrencies follow the same core principles, with some technical differences. But don't worry about those differences right now. We don't want to overload our brains with too much detail at this stage. It's not necessary. So, let's move on to the next topic. Basic terms used in crypto. Okay, let's stick to Bitcoin as our prime example. So first term is pretty much known to everyone, and it is the price. Price represents value of Bitcoin at given time. But how is price actually being determined? Why is Bitcoin $97,651 right now? As we already mentioned, it is the law of supply and demand, the oldest law in finance and trading goods in general, and the only right one. I will try to break it down as simply as possible. Let's imagine that you and your two friends are going to the market to buy one apple. But the trick is that there is only one apple. And let's say that the guy selling that apple is willing to sell it at $5. Is that the price then? Yes, if there was only one buyer and he was willing to pay. But since there are 3 of you willing to buy, and there is only one apple, the price will be the highest one willing to pay out of you 3. And that is the law of supply and demand. In this case, supply was 1 and demand was 3. Which made Apple price go up till the point of 2 guys giving up. With Bitcoin, it's pretty much the same. There is a fixed amount of Bitcoins, and its price is being determined by people's will and need to buy it. So when more people are buying than selling, price is going up, and when more people are selling than buying, price goes down. Okay, next term would be supply, and we need to divide it into 2 terms actually. One is total supply, which in case of Bitcoin is 21 million, and second term is circulation supply, which is currently 19.83 million. Let's explain the difference. So total supply is total amount of existing Bitcoins, and circulation supply is the amount of Bitcoins currently available to people. That means that not all Bitcoins are available to use or trade at this point in time. And the reason specifically for Bitcoin is that those unreleased Bitcoins are being used to reward miners. You remember nodes from previous topic that maintain the network? Well, they are getting rewarded for their work with these unreleased Bitcoins. And that is the reason why we have total and circulation supply on Bitcoin. Reasons for this may differ from chain to chain and coin to coin, but what you should know on this level is that circulation supply being close to total supply is always a good sign for every cryptocurrency. Because unlike Bitcoin that's not controlled by anyone, there are coins out there that are controlled by companies and individuals. And when you have a great difference between total and circulation supply, that means that owners that control it have too much power over it. Getting back to Bitcoin case, when you divide circulation and total supply, you will realize that almost 95% is in circulation and only 5% is not. But let's take some meme coin, for example, that released only 20% in circulation. People started investing in buying out of those 20%, and price starts going up. Then the team decides to sell their 80%, which was not in circulation before. And what happens? Coin goes to 0 in a matter of a few seconds because people invested money in those 20%, but now 4 times more, which is the 80% that team holds, gets released on the market with a sell order. It eats out all the money that was invested. Hope you understood. If not, don't worry. Just remember that the closer the circulation supply is to total supply, the better and safer it is to invest, trade, and interact with that cryptocurrency. Moving on to term number 3, which is market cap. And this one is tied to previous 2 because we get it when we multiply price with total supply, and it represents the total value of all coins together at a given time. And why is this one interesting? Well, you most likely heard about Shiba Inu coin. If not, no worries, we will show it now. So as you can see, it is a coin with a price of 0.00015 USD right now. There are many people that believe it will go to $1 one day, but it is impossible, and for a simple reason, which is called market cap. The total supply of all Shiba coins is 589 trillion coins. If the price was $1, that would make market cap $589 trillion. And that would make Shiba coin 300 times bigger than number one cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, with a market cap of $1.95 trillion. So now that you understand this, trust me, you are already ahead of so many, not only regular people, but also people that invest in crypto. So every time you hear someone calling some insane price calls, first thing you do is multiply price they call with total supply and see if math makes sense. There are two more terms that I would also include in basic terms, and those are all-time high and all-time low, which are nothing more than highest and lowest prices recorded for that currency. Okay, before we move on, let's do a quick recap of what we learned. First is price, representing value in given time, determined by law of supply and demand. Second is supply, which is divided in total supply, representing total number of coins, and circulation supply, which is total number of available and accessible coins. Third is market cap, which represents total value of all coins together, and we get it by multiplying price with total supply. And fourth and fifth are all-time high and all-time low, which represent highest price ever recorded and lowest price ever recorded for a given currency. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will try to answer as much as possible. Okay, moving on to topic number 4, which is infrastructure. What do I mean when I say infrastructure? Well, let's compare it to internet. Infrastructure on the internet would be, for example, Google, YouTube, Facebook, and basically anything that's bringing regular people to use and interact on the internet. With crypto, those things would be divided into two basic main categories: crypto exchanges and social media. Let's explain crypto exchanges first. There are two different categories, and those are centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. But what's the difference? Well, centralized exchange would be closest thing to bank if we compare it to traditional finance, because centralized exchange requires you to make an account with your personal data, verifying your identity with valid ID card. And it also holds control over your assets, just like bank does, and it is owned and controlled by individuals or huge companies. I love to call them necessary evil. And if you want to ask, why are centralized exchanges necessary? Well, for most of you, they will be your first deposit places because they accept traditional currency deposits. If you seriously want to venture within crypto space, don't be lazy and create an account for at least top 15 centralized exchanges out there and do the verification process. It is completely free and you will need them 100%. I will leave a link down in the description for each one from top 15 that I believe you should have. And if you ask why 15, why not top 1 or 3? Well, it's simple. The more you have them, the more options are available for you. The less control anyone has over you and your assets. And there will be cases where new coins are getting listed, and you want to be there early. And in most cases, they first get listed on smaller exchanges and later on the biggest ones. That's one more reason to have at least top 15. So don't be lazy. Go on and create all of those. It takes 10 minutes per account. Okay, that's about it for the first type of exchanges. Now the second type, or decentralized exchanges. If centralized are closest thing to banks, decentralized are closest thing to traditional exchanges, where you would come with one currency, for example, US dollar, and change it for, let's say, British pound. You give them cash, they take certain fee, and give you back your cash in different currency you wanted. So the difference would be that they don't hold your assets. They just provide service of exchanging goods. Yeah, but there is no cash in crypto. You are right, there isn't. But there is a thing called wallets, which let you keep your assets without asking for your identity or anything. And decentralized exchanges let you interact with those wallets and exchange your assets. And don't worry, by the end of this video, each one of you will own not 1 but 3 wallets. And this will make much more sense. Let's recap for a second. There are 2 types of exchanges: centralized, which are owned by companies, require ID verification, and control your assets, and decentralized, letting you interact without holding your assets and don't require your identity. Moving on to second key part of crypto infrastructure, which is social media. You must be wondering, why social media? Well, every branch of economy needs informative service and platform. So does crypto. We mentioned centralized exchanges. Well, they will have articles and information on them, but it is as valid as today's traditional media. They just present what they want you to hear. If you want to have pure, independent information, you must use Twitter. It is not the only one used out there, but believe me, it's more than you need to begin with. And trust me, when you get the hang of it, it will make you money. Because in crypto space, everything is about information. Those that have valid information early make those 100x trades every single day. For start, just go create an account and you can follow me at BTC Academic and just follow people I follow and try to read as much as possible. Make visiting Twitter your daily habit and trust me, give it some time and it will become second nature to you. But unlike other social media, it won't kill your focus or rot your brain. It will make you money within this space. Besides valuable information, Twitter is also good for finding communities. And there are tons of great ones in crypto space. And the good thing is that people inside are very open to sharing knowledge. In fact, that's how I learned most of the things I know today. By sharing information with enthusiastic people that were on the same mind wave levels as I am. Soon, we will launch our own community of like-minded people that want to make success in crypto space on a platform called School, where we plan to connect all of you and further help you with deep knowledge courses and let you help each other and grow together by connecting and solving problems together. There will be a link down in the description once we finish all preparations. Okay, let's finish up topic number 4, crypto infrastructure. By saying that there are more tools, services, bots, and apps being used in crypto. But we don't want to overheat brains in start. We only want to learn basics now, because you can't dunk 360 behind back if you didn't learn to jump. It's simple. And don't worry, we will cover everything on this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you already didn't. And as we promised, topic number 5, your first real interaction with crypto, creating wallets. We will take time to create 3 wallets for the most used crypto blockchains today, and those are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Okay, so let's start with Bitcoin first. We will create a wallet called Xverse. There are many others, but I personally prefer Xverse. So go to their official Twitter page and from there to their website. And that just reminded me to say something. You see how we went to Twitter first, then to the website, instead of just going straight to the website? Well, there is a good reason for that. There are unfortunately so many scammers in crypto that make fake websites in order to steal your assets. So you should always stay safe. Go through official channels only for links, and never, I repeat, never click links from unofficial sources. Now that that's out of the way, let's continue with wallet creation. Okay, so once we are on the Xverse website, go ahead and click download. Then, download for Chrome. As you can see, you can also download an app for your mobile phone, but let's stick to PC for now. Once you hit the download button, it will take you to the Chrome Web Store and offer you to install the extension. Hit Add to Chrome. Once it's done, you will get introduced to this page. Just go ahead and click Create New Wallet. Now, as you can see, you have the option to authorize data collection. But here's the difference. With other apps, you may have to accept it. But here, you can uncheck this and still proceed. It doesn't matter either way, but I prefer anonymity because anonymity is the essence of freedom and crypto. After that, you will get the option to back up your wallet. Click Backup Now. After that, you will get introduced to a thing called a seed phrase. Now, give me a minute to explain this one because it is super important. This seed phrase is actually the ultimate key to your wallet, meaning anyone that has it can enter your wallet and do whatever they want. So make sure to always keep it safe. I would recommend writing it on a piece of paper rather than keeping it in digital format. Okay, if you got that right, reveal your seed phrase and note it on paper. After that, it will ask you a few control questions to make sure you actually noted your seed phrase. Answer those questions so you may continue. Okay, after that, it will ask you to create a password. Now, listen closely. Let me explain the difference between password and seed phrase. Password will only be used to access this wallet on this device. It is only used so you don't need to enter your seed phrase every time you want to open it. But if you were to enter your seed phrase on another device, let's say your mobile phone, it would ask you to create another password, which will then serve for that device only. And even if you forget your password, no problem. You can always open your wallet with your seed phrase. So remember, seed phrase equals ultimate key. Password equals tied to device in use. And done. Congrats, you have successfully created your first wallet. Let's open it and see some basics inside. Go to extensions and pin it so you can always see it. Then type in your password and open wallet. As you can see, there is a total balance in USD value, balance of Bitcoins and other coins available on this wallet. But let's focus only on Bitcoin for now. So as you can see, there are 4 buttons. Let's open the Receive button first. When we do, we get 3 options, which are 3 addresses. First one, you use to receive Bitcoin. Second and third are for different stuff, like NFTs and other coins. But we won't be covering that today because it will be too much. Next to each option, you have 2 buttons. Copy button, which copies the address. QR code button for QR code scanning. So let's hit copy on Bitcoin address. Right now, you don't have any Bitcoin in your wallet, but I do. So I will show you how sending it actually looks like. Just sit back and watch. Now let's go to the send button, then click Bitcoin. And now it is asking us for an address to send to, and we did copy our own address. So let's just hit paste and next. Now it asks us for the amount we want to send. Let's just write some value. And down here, you can see the cost of fee for sending this Bitcoin amount right now. Then you click next and confirm. And you have sent your first transaction on a Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, the swap button, used for swapping Bitcoin with coins that are supported and available in Xverse. But we won't cover that because it is a bit too advanced and not needed. If you ever get to the point of buying those, there are better platforms to trade on than directly here. And the 4th and final button, Buy, which offers different third-party deposit options, which I would not recommend because there is a much safer and cheaper way of making a deposit. And it is through centralized exchanges we mentioned in topic number 3. So go ahead and create those accounts if you already didn't. Links are down in the description. After you finish interacting with any wallet, lock it by clicking those 3 dots and selecting Lock. Congrats! You officially own a wallet that can be used on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, let's speedrun the other 2 wallets we promised. Next wallet we are going to install is called MetaMask, and it supports many different blockchains, but it is mainly used for the Ethereum blockchain. So let's follow the same steps. Go to the official Twitter page, then to the website. And the procedure is pretty much the same for all wallets. Hit install, then add to Chrome, then no thanks. Then it asks you for a password. And yes, it works the same as Xverse. Password is only tied to device. We type it in. Then the seed phrase part. You even have a short video explainer you can watch. Hit Secure My Wallet, Reveal, and then take time to write down all words in order. After you are done, hit Next, pass the check, hit Confirm, and boom, we are done. Now, let's go ahead and pin it the same way we did with Xverse, and then open it. As you can see, options are pretty much the same with slight differences. For example, you only have one address, and you can copy it by clicking on top under the Account Name drop-down menu, or by clicking the Receive button. And as we said, unlike Xverse, which supports only the Bitcoin blockchain, MetaMask can use multiple other blockchains. And you simply swap between networks by clicking in the top left corner and choose your preferred network. One more button it has that Xverse doesn't, the Bridge button, which will be explained in a future video. So once again, make sure to subscribe. Okay, let's head to the 3rd and final wallet for this video. Phantom Wallet, used for the Solana blockchain. Procedure is the same. Official Twitter page, website, download for Chrome, add to Chrome, create a new wallet. You can see here that Phantom offers email registration, but we will skip it and use the seed phrase option because we are not regulars anymore. We already know our stuff. Create a password, same as on the previous 2 wallets. Take your time to write down your seed phrase. I would once again suggest writing it on a piece of paper or a notebook, and we are done. Let's pin it inside extensions and open it. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same stuff as the previous 2. We said it is mainly a wallet for the Solana blockchain, but it also supports other chains. And you can see it if you go over Account 1 in the top left corner. I won't talk too much about Phantom because it is pretty much the same stuff as the previous 2. I will let you explore it a bit on your own. We have come to the end of this video, and as I promised, you went from knowing nothing to understanding the full basics of crypto space. And now you are even ready to make your first deposits. Make sure to create all the things mentioned in this video if you are serious about learning crypto and seeking your financial freedom opportunity inside it. Hope you enjoyed. If yes, hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and see you in some of the next lessons.